Hello, Bobby Torres of Frightbox Recording here. Now, even though this is a production, recording, and mixing channel, it is blatantly obvious to me now that the large majority of you guys are guitar players. And let me tell you, it's pretty obvious. On a daily basis, people are sending me files asking me to rate their mixes that often sound like this, and like this. And let me tell you, it's a problem. So in this video, I'm going to reveal the most common pitfalls and traps that so many self-recording guitarists fall victim to. And at the end of the video, I'm going to offer my advice on how you can overcome these common issues so you can finally produce the results that you actually want with your music. Let's dive into it. So before we dive into the video, I just want to let you know that I am not bagging on guitar players. Believe me, I'm a guitar player myself. I've been playing guitar for almost 30 years now. The reason why I'm making this video is I just want you to be aware of these issues so you could bypass them and start achieving the results that really matter and that you really want. Okay, so the first problem that I see with self-recording guitarists is that they are constantly distracted by the tools. To put it bluntly, obsessing over different amp sims and MIDI drum software is rotting your brain and stealing your time and attention. I have news for you. It doesn't matter what amp sim you use or what MIDI drum software you use. You could achieve 100% professional results even with free amp sims and free drum software. And to be honest with you, I have been using the exact same drum software, which happens to be Easy Drummer, for over a decade now. I don't use Get Good Drums, Slate Drums, take your pick drums. I don't use any of them. I just use Easy Drummer. And as far as amp sims, I use one amp sim. Some people might even call it an outdated amp sim, but I don't care because I know when it comes to results, it's your technique that matters. The tools don't matter. The problem is these companies are so good at marketing to you and you end up getting distracted and obsessing over the tools. Trust me, I get emails all the time of people saying, I'm not happy with my mixes. Should I switch to the Gojira plugin? Should I switch to Get Good Drums? And the truth is, if you don't know how to produce, it doesn't matter what you switch to. Your results are still gonna suck. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. This is why I hardly buy new plugins. I know this is not a popular opinion, but you know what? I'm here to tell you the truth. And this is why you don't see me reviewing many of these tools on this channel, because to be honest with you, I really don't care, and I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction. Okay, number two, the second most common mistake that I see so many self-recording guitarists make. And it's obsessing over guitar tone like it's the end all be all thing within your recording. I have news for you. Guitar tone is no way near as important as you think. I would go as far as to say that it really doesn't even matter that much. Now, if you're curious, there's a video that I will be linking up here in the cards that I put out a few months ago that demonstrates in reality with a real world production just how little guitar tone actually matters. Here's the other thing is people will often confuse a good sounding tone with a well-performed performance and a well-balanced and crafted overall production. So for example, you might have a record that you constantly reference and you're trying to copy that tone, but you might be unaware that it's not even the tone you're going after. It's the way the guitar player is playing, the way that the performance is edited, and the way that the entire production fits together like a glove. I see this all of the time. People will send me their mixes asking to rate their guitar tone when the playing is sloppy, out of tune, and what they're sending me isn't even really a song in the first place. So keep this in mind. Obsessing over tone is a colossal waste of time. And believe me, I know firsthand because I wasted close to a decade of my life obsessing over tone, and it got me nowhere. Okay, and common mistake that I see self-recording guitarists in particular make when recording music in their home studio is that they simply do not focus on songwriting enough, and to be more specific, they just don't give a crap about vocals. And let me tell you, vocals are the most important element of any production. The average listener does not care about your guitar tone, they don't care about your solos, they want to hear a great vocal hook and a great song. Now I know before I get pushback in the comments, you might be recording instrumental music. It doesn't matter. When you record instrumental music, you must have a melody that takes the place of a vocalist. Let me give you a real world example. One of my favorite guitarists of all time is Wes Montgomery. He was a jazz guitarist back in the 60s, and most of his music is instrumental music, but it doesn't matter. He always plays a solid top line, and it's always the focus of his tunes, or in our case, it would be the song itself. A couple riffs recorded to Easy Drummer with no melody thrown in is not a song. And I can't rate your mix if you're not sending me a complete song, because if you don't have a song, you can't have a mix. That's just how it works. So keep this in mind. I know guitar is your instrument, and it's so easy to get hung up in tone and tools and amp sims and all this crap that really doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, if there are vocals in your song, that is the most important element. And if you're playing instrumental music, focus on the top line or melody. All right, so I know all of this has sounded pretty negative so far, but the good news is I have some simple advice for you to follow that I have followed myself throughout my career, and that helped me overcome these common issues. And I think this advice is gonna help you overcome these common mistakes and issues so you can save money and ultimately time. Piece of advice number 1, stop buying MIDI drum software and different amp sims. Stick with the free stuff or what you have already, and learn what you have already inside and out. That's how you're gonna produce truly professional results. I know it's so tempting to buy a new drum pack or whatever, or more IRs, or the latest and greatest amp sim. You'd be shocked at how old and dated some of the plugins are that you hear on the modern records that are coming out now, because those producers producing those records know the older tools inside and out, and they're not gonna switch because they know them well. It's one of the true secrets behind becoming a pro producer, is sticking with the same tools for years and learning them inside and out. Not only will you save money, but you will produce better results. Piece of advice number 2, instead of focusing on tone all of the time and the amp and the software and whatever else, focus on your performance and playing, and also the editing. You'd be shocked at how decent and okay sounding tone sounds in a production that's well edited with decent performances. Again, I prove it in that video that's in the card. Check it out. And finally, spend more time focusing on songwriting and production as a whole. That includes your drum parts, your bass parts, crafting strong melodies, not obsessing over little mixing tricks and tips. Again, focusing on production holistically. Now on this topic, if you would like some help in this department and you'd like a clear-cut, simple path for polished sounding productions, you can have direct access for absolutely free to my polished production checklist. It's a simple, straight to the point PDF guide that outlines my approach to pro level productions, even when using budget gear, because the gear you're using does not matter at all. I'm living proof of it, believe me. Again, the polished production checklist is absolutely free right now, and you get direct access by clicking the link below in this video's description. So please let me know, if you are a guitar player, are you guilty of any of these things that I have brought up in this video? Do not be shy, we've all been there. Leave a comment in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you've been up to in your home studio. If you found this video helpful, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And do not forget to click the little bell icon so you can be notified every single time I upload our weekly videos on all things metal and rock production. Until next time, drink that Spindrift.